I'm sinking. Oh god, I'm sinking. Hello and welcome. I'm Galahad, and today I'm continuing my review of the Finalmouse Ultralight 2. If you missed part 1, it will be down in the description or on the little card notification up on the top left of the screen right now. I'm happy to see you and glad you decided to stick up with me. Wow, I am just gonna get back to the script. This is why I write a script. Marketing. You can't mention Finalmouse without bringing up their marketing. It's over the top, completely ridiculous, but unbelievably effective. They superfluously use the words freethinker and gremlin and recommend people to go outside, which kind of defeats the entire purpose of buying a mouse, but more on that later. I do not like to pair the word genius with them because, well, quite honestly, I do not like when people with questionable morals are successful. It's a serious character flaw of mine, but I must give respect where it is due, and their marketing game is top notch, and they know how to use supply and demand in their favor, with drops selling out in hours and then their products selling for 2 to 3 times as much on the third-party market, despite them being unbelievably expensive to start with. They get away with charging a premium price for their mice because each generation comes with something custom. Add that to limited stock and excellent marketing, and you've got yourself a collector's edition that you can go show off to your friends and family by saying, "Look at this sick mouse that deserves to be in a museum." Wait, sorry, their marketing got the better of me right there. It is seriously stupidly effective. Starting with the Phantom, it came with a galaxy type pattern that was unique for every model, allowing you to get lost in the stars. Up next was the Air 58 with their custom haiku scroll wheels. Last came the Ultralight 2, which supports infinity skins, which, going into full marketing jargon, is a proprietary foam solid synthetic which is hard enough to create surface, light enough to not be noticed, and strong enough to be indestructible. It's also supposed to be stain and sweat resistant, with the ability to build up to 13,000 shapes and sizes. All right, so obviously I need to work really hard on some of my voices because that was awful, but it goes for $17 on their website. $17, guys, which is nearly half the cost of a Viper Mini, which is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Moving on to launch problems, so nearly everything I've said until now has been a glowing review of Finalmouse, which is why they have been so successful. It is because they make great products and do things far before anyone else. However, when it comes to the customer side of things, they are awful. The way that they carry themselves and treat others is abysmal. I don't say that because they constantly miss their shipping times by at least 2 weeks, but because of how they go about it. If you tell the truth and are transparent with things, even when you're doing something completely wrong, it might sting at first hearing, but once the emotions have died down, there is a respect that is formed due to the character it shows. Serial killers are not obsessed over because people agree with what they do, but because they are unapologetic and truthful about it. For those of you who love drama, we are about to go in deep and hard. So let's get right into the news. I ordered all my mice within a minute of them going live and was near the front of the line each time. My first mouse from them, the Ultralight Pro, took 3 weeks to get to me. At the same time, I also ordered an Ultralight Phantom, which took an additional week to get to me for a month total. Up next was the Air 58, which they promised would take a month to ship out and took a month and a half to get to me, with a total of 58 days to ship out to everybody. Last was the Ultralight 2, which they promised would ship out in 7 to 14 days and instead took it a month to get to me and far longer to get to other people. So them completely missing their shipping window over and over is not the problem that I have with them. The problem I have is promising something be somewhere and then being at least 14 to 30 days late without giving a single word as to of why. As I said, I was one of the first in line and it was still significantly late for me. For many others, it took far longer for them to get to them. During this time, the way that they handled themselves lacked complete character and integrity. Starting off with the Air 58. They promised this would ship out in a month. Orders were placed on December 1st, 2018. During this time, they were extremely active on Twitter, touting how awesome their mouse was, how it was going to revolutionize gaming as we knew it, and they would retweet others who had already received their mice. But people were getting impatient because after 15 days, they made no intention of saying where they were in the shipping process, so people were asking. So they would email support and ask, in which they would respond super vaguely, which just then further fueled the fire. They then tweeted that the reason why they weren't shipping mice was because they were too busy answering all the support emails. So in other words, they were blaming their customers on the reason why they weren't able to ship the mice. The fix, the easy fix for all of this would have been just to be honest with us. Just say, hey, sorry guys, we're way behind on the shipping process. We know we promised a month. We're only at order 15,000. It's going to be some time until you get your mice. That's all that needed to be said. We would have been upset about it, but at least we knew it was happening and we were going to deal with it, because you can't change it, right? But when you're left in the dark, you just get more frustrated with the whole entire process. Then on December 15th, so 15 days after people had placed their orders, they said that they expected to have order numbers 29K done 5 days later and up to 36K done 10 days after that, with them all being done on the 28th of December. In reality, during this time, they were only at 19 to 20K. 2 days later, they posted this. They then went quiet, get this, for 24 days. 24 freaking days. And when they finally came back, the tweet that started it off was this guy. And I quote, "Because we do whatever we want, 58 days to ship the Air 58, we never miss windows." What? Like, if I were the Hulk, I'd be turning into him right now. Like, the amount of balls that this takes is significant. You miss your window by 28 days, say you can do whatever the heck you want, celebrate by being 28 days late, and then you say you don't miss windows. It's probably the biggest FU I have ever seen from a company in my life. Like, I like dark humor, so I find this to be kind of like hilarious in hindsight, but it's still just one of those things that, like, don't do this. If you have a business, don't do this, because this is terrible business. But we're not done yet, as prior to this, they tweeted, "How many times do we gotta say it's not branded? This is beyond branding. This is going to be a museum piece." And yet, on the right mouse button, it has branding and says Ninja Air 58. In other words, they have lied repeatedly to their customer base and then blame them for having a negative outlook when they promised something and got something completely different. Real classy, guys. Moving on to the Ultralight 2. Remember prior to this when they said that they were done creating mice and they were currently working on the final sensor? Yeah, well, not accurate, as this is clearly a mouse and clearly doesn't come with the final sensor. I'm not complaining that they created more mice, because I'm very happy that they did. But what I am just completely confused about is why say that you're done making mice when that's clearly a lie, especially after the damage relations of the Air 58. They also have now said the same thing again about the Ultralight 2, but yet they have another drop coming in August. So kind of weird. Anyways, going back into the past for the Ultralight 2 launch, they promised that they had revolutionized the way that they handled shipping, saying that this time it would take 7 to 14 days for them to ship out all their Ultralight 2s. Instead, I got mine a month later. Others, way longer than that. So they missed the window dramatically yet again. They also said that they sent the Ultralight 2 to Africa for a blessing ritual. They hyped this up a ton. They made videos about it and said that was why the shipping was delayed, when really they were still in California, where Finalmouse is based out of, and hired actors for it. They then swore up and down that they were in Africa, and when somebody called them out on it, they blocked them on Twitter. However, during this drop, they did work extremely hard to make sure that bot accounts were not buying large numbers of them to sell on third-party markets. If they did find the buyer to be a bot, they would then cancel those orders and then put them back up on their site for gamers to buy, which I deeply respect. They really wanted them to be in the hands of gamers and not be used to turn a hefty profit. Unfortunately, with this, there were some casualties of real orders that were placed that they never got their mouse. And unfortunately for the third-party market, the Ultralight 2 is small, and due to that, a lot of people don't actually like it, which means it doesn't sell anywhere near as much as previous versions did. I think there are also a lot more of them compared to previous drops. I also have a problem with their marketing. As I previously said, it's absolutely brilliant. However, it constantly bends the truth to the point of it almost breaking. They deliberately overhype their products by misleading or misrepresenting the truth about their products and what they offer. When people then get the product and are disappointed because it does not live up to the expectation and picture that they weaved, Finalmouse calls these people gremlins and blocks them. They are also prone to going on Twitter rants, which they delete shortly thereafter, so there is no proof. They also tried to bring other competitors down, bash their own customers, and block them. Instead of learning from past mistakes, they doubled down, and for a period, they put their website behind a blocked domain and said that the only people getting their products would be freethinkers with special codes, and if you ever said anything negative about them, you wouldn't be able to purchase one of their masterpieces. They also blocked their Twitter. Even now, they will tweet something, then remove it within minutes, so there is no record. They said their last mouse was going to be the Air 58, then repeated themselves with the Ultralight 2. They are now supposed to be in the shoe game and going to revolutionize it. They are also making a video game called Aim Gods that is supposed to be the best thing since sliced bread, where if you are in the top percentage of their game, you will be awarded their best mouse yet, which is supposed to come with the final sensor and be wireless and be extremely light at like 47 grams, and all of this is supposed to be shipped to you for free. They have a new drop coming in on August 17th, 2020, so we will see how accurate all of this is when it comes down to it. Once again, the marketing genius here is god tier, but the way that they go about it is completely wrong. Their prices are also obscenely high for the product that you get. The Ultralight, Sunshine, Phantom, and Air 58 cost $89.99 or $90. The Ultralight 2 was $120. This is for a mouse that has no RGB, no software, has a poor scroll wheel, comes with a generic, basic, cheap sensor, meaning it doesn't have the best specs and doesn't have automatic surface tuning or anything special like the Hero or the Focus Plus does, comes with basic Omron switches, which are rated for 20 million clicks compared to 50 to 70 million with other switches, and comes with stock pads with the exception of the Ultralight 2. And if something does go wrong with your mouse, going through support is painful and difficult, and you aren't even guaranteed to get a new mouse back as it's limited edition. If that is the case, then they usually say that they'll refund your money, but many people have never actually got their refund, and after that, they try to reach back out to support saying, hey, I never got paid for this, and their support line goes dark. Just check out Better Business Bureau for a list of complaints. It's seriously ridiculous. The only thing you are paying for is the Finalmouse name, excellent shape, excellent engineering to make it extremely lightweight, and the unique custom colors. That is even before the third-party market, which sells each mouse for even more exorbitant of a price and voids the warranty completely, as it is only available for first-time buyers. Now, I may have missed a few things or mixed a few things up, but I think that about sums it up. I have not lost complete hope and faith with Finalmouse, as I think anyone can come back if they try hard enough, but they have a lot of work ahead of them to earn my respect back and a lot of others' respect back, and buyers should be aware of these issues before supporting them. So now that we are done discussing 10 ways to not run a company, we will jump into the conclusion of this video and the Ultralight 2 review. I think I have clearly established that I am extremely disappointed and at times disgusted at how Finalmouse carries themselves and how they treat others. They refuse to do better, but instead want their customer base to change. However, they are brilliant in their marketing strategy and, like it or not, have driven significant innovation in gaming mice for the better of us consumers. The Finalmouse Ultralight 2 is one of my favorite mice of all time. It has a wonderful shape, size, weight, and feel, and fits me like a glove. Unfortunately, the scroll wheel leaves a lot to be desired, and the sensor, while great, is now outdated. Add that to an exorbitant price, especially now that you would have to buy through third party, which also voids your warranty, and having competitors such as Glorious or G-Wolves that are very similar and cost a quarter of the price and come from more respectable brands, I simply cannot recommend it. But it will continue to stay on my desk, I will continue to use it, and at times hate myself for it. If you stuck with me for this whole video, reply in the comment section down below with the word watermelon, and I will personally reply to that message. That is the end of this video. I'm not going to put any affiliate links because honestly, you shouldn't buy this mouse at those prices. I thought $120 was ridiculous. If you liked this video, give it a like. If you didn't like this video, give it a dislike. And of course, if you enjoy these types of videos or have been following my content for a while, please hit that subscribe button and turn on bell notifications so you know when I upload a new video, which at this point is every Monday, 8 a.m. CST. I will see you and your beautiful face on the next one. God bless and peace out. Hello and welcome, I'm Galahad, and today I'm continuing my review of the Finalmouse Ultralight 2. If you missed part 1, it will be down in the description or on the little card notification up on the top left of the screen right now, top right of the screen. I don't know which way is which right now, but that's where it'll be. If you missed it, I'm sinking. Oh God, I'm sinking. I'm happy to see you and glad you decided to stick up with me. Wow, I am just gonna get back to the script. This is why I write a script. Marketing.